morning and welcome back to another vlog. I'm pretty sure this is week 31 of medical school, so stick around if you enjoy. This is my first week back of teaching after Easter. Hi, my name is Emily and I'm a first year medical student studying at the University of Birmingham. I'm vlogging every week of my medical school journey, whether that be studying, playing games, exploring Birmingham and even more, so stick around if you enjoy. So as you can see, I'm going to be going on a run, but I'm not going till 8, so I'm going to sit and get some work done because I've got 2 worksheets due today, so I want to get that started. After a lovely run through the Vale, I decided to get back to my accommodation where I got dressed and packed my bag for the day. I had 2 anatomy practicals this morning and was meant to have, but unfortunately they were cancelled and relocated to Wednesday, so instead we did some group lectures and practiced our examinable presentation we were doing next week, which went very well. Just got back at 4:10, so in 5 minutes I'm tutoring, and then tutoring for 2 hours and then dinner. After I finished tutoring, I made some dinner while doing more flashcards and then settled back into my desk to get on with the rest of them. So if you haven't watched any of my vlogs yet, I do use Anki. Whilst I'm doing Anki, I'm using my Nintendo Switch controller. It's just for ease. I highly recommend using a controller if you don't already. I also use the whiteboard to write out anything, but often I just speak what the flashcard is because it allows me to process it better, and I really recommend talking through your answers. Tuesday morning started with me packing my bag and collecting all my stuff and heading to the medical school. I felt very ready for some revision today. As you can tell, I was very awake. I settled into my favourite spot in the library again. Are you even surprised at this point if you've watched any of my vlogs before? And I got on with some respiratory medicine lectures. Now, our respiratory medicine module is split into main lectures, which we call PKs. There are 10 PKs, and here I'm doing PK 9. So at this point, I'm up to date. I watch the lectures, make notes on the slides because there's 8 slides and they're kind of like posters, and often I write my own, but in this case, it's so much better to write on the slides. I then did the questions that are associated with the lecture, which we then go through in the lecture theatre in a flipped session. In this flipped session, we will have to answer questions to recall our knowledge, and they'll go through the answers to the questions that we have answered independently during the lecture time. And then I went with my PAS group to the library to practice our presentation, which we are doing next week, before returning to the medical school, doing Anki flashcards in the library, as usual. I have just taken myself off to a CM room, which is one of the rooms in the medical school underneath the computer clusters, their computer rooms, to tutor because I'm tutoring in 3 minutes. So I'm going to tutor for an hour and then go back to revising in the library. In cases where my tutoring clients don't show up, I sit on the lesson for the whole hour, as you can see on my iPad, but I did get on with my flashcards whilst I was waiting just in case. I then headed home. I'm back and I'm going to do my flashcards. Oh my. So for some reason I am absolutely exhausted. It is 7, I just got out of bed and got dressed. Just comfy. So I'm gonna quickly tidy my room because I'm thinking it'll make me feel a bit like better. Then I'm gonna do my flashcards. The things that got cancelled on Monday have been rearranged today to 9 till 11 in the anatomy practical rooms. So I'm gonna be doing that and then going to training for my new job out. I think people underestimate the power of cleaning and what that can do for your mental health. I made my bed, tidied up my room, got everything away, and that made me feel so much clearer. Like everything in my mind was just clearer because I knew where everything was and everything was where it was meant to be, and it was making it so much easier to get on with my flashcards, which I did at my desk again. I headed to the medical school where I did my 2 in-person anatomy practicals, which I can't film in because of the Human Tissue Act, did flashcards in the library, and then headed to Chamberlain for some work training for my new summer job, which will be based at the Vale. Then headed home and had dinner and a flat clean. Okay, so let's catch you up on what I've been doing. So I finished my work training. I was doing the training 1 till 5, then I tutored, but I had to sit at Chamberlain to tutor because I didn't have time to get back to my flat after I tutored. And then my phone died, like 0% died. so I didn't film anything on the walk home. Got back, I had food, which you saw, and cleaned the flat with all the girls. So all of us got together, we did a deep clean, and it is beautiful out there and it is gorgeous. And I cleaned my room this morning, so I didn't have to do that. Don't get me wrong, like when you get home after like a day at uni, that you do put stuff on your desk, so there is more stuff out on the surface than there was, but that's okay because it's only a little bit. To be honest, I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. I'll figure out in the morning, but right now I'm doing 67 flashcards and then I'm going to bed because it is 9:15. So in 67 flashcards I'll probably be at 10 o'clock and do my teeth and go to bed because I'm tired, very tired, a little bit drained. But today I really did take kind of a day off. Like I did 2 hours of in-person work and 3.5 hours of flashcards so far, so this will bring it up to 4. So I've done 6 hours of work today and my 4 hours of new training, my new job, which I'll be starting over summer, which I'll tell you a bit more in the future. But essentially I'll be one of the staff members working in the Commonwealth Games, and I'm very excited. Today was one of our first training sessions, so I'm going to get on with the flashcards. Come to bed, is it? Okay, morning. So I'm awake. Do I want to be? Not really, but it's fine. We're going to get on with things. Over 10 AM and probably some pre-work to do for it, so I'm going to sit at my desk and do that until I have to leave because I can't be bothered. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I have 20 minutes left before I have to go to the medical school, and that's me being early, shock horror. But I'm just working on the pancreas now because I want to get on my to-do list. I also have 318 flashcard reviews and 16 new flashcards to learn. After finishing that work, I headed to the medical school where I sat in an in-person lecture, had some chips from one of the local restaurants, and then stood in the second floor library for a while. I got back from the med school like 2 hours ago now and I haven't done any work, so that's how today's going. But like, let's have a conversation about this. So, something I think that's pretty bad that happens a lot is like when I'm talking to you and I say I haven't done any work for like 2 hours, I always make it sound like a bad thing. But it's not a bad thing because I was doing self-care because I was exhausted. So I was like looking at my screen, all the words were going blurry and I was so tired that like I was almost falling asleep. So I just left. And it's not a bad thing to get tired because I'm working really hard and I'm doing a lot. So I came home and I was like, right, I want to like do a self-care. So I put on a face mask, collected in everything that needed washing and put 2 full loads of washing in the machine, and then had rice pudding with jam. And now I'm gonna like chill out for 45 minutes before I have to tutor. And it's like, that's not a bad thing that I'm like looking after myself. I took my bin out because it needed taking out. I'm gonna back my room in a minute. But like, looking after yourself is something you have to do in medicine. I had one of my favourite meals for dinner and tested out my new whiteboard pens before getting on with my flashcards for the evening. I have finished my flashcards. It just turned 10:15 and now I'm going to bed. I just put my laptop and my iPad on charge. I'm tired, so it's bedtime. Having not set an alarm for tomorrow, I'm just going to wake up naturally and see what time it is. Morning. So I'm dressed. It took me a while, but I'm in my new netball jumper and it is just gone 7:30. I made my bed because you need to make bed in the morning. And I took all the stuff off my air and I'm going to put my oven glove back in the kitchen now. I'm almost packed, just going to make some food. And I'm heading to the medical school. My lesson slash tutorial slash small group teaching thing today got cancelled because the person who teaches it isn't in, and then we got told to go to a different session which also got cancelled, and then they give us a list of sessions that we can go to, but they're all quite small rooms and normally they're full with just one group, so I don't know how they're going to feel with like 4 groups. So we'll see if I go to one of those. I kind of want to get pharmacology, but I haven't looked at it yet either, so I might not because it depends how I find it. At this point, I bet you don't even have to ask where I sat in the library. It is in the seat right next to the plugs. Managed to finish off my pancreas work and ticked it off my to-do list before getting on with some flashcards. Much needed every day because they're really helping with my retention. I went to the in-person lecture and managed to get a free snack from the Medcaf, and then settled back into the library where I got on with my work. So I began the lumbosacral plexus work today, which is the plexus that supplies the sacral and lumbar regions, which is your lower limb and your trunk. I was also sat in the library opposite the YouTuber Anna Rebecca, and it was amazing because I ended up being in her vlog, my arm and everything. It was so cool. Okay, so I've just popped into a CM room, which is one of the computer rooms, which I've probably said before if you've watched the vlog before. I've probably even said it this week. But I'm sat in the CM room. I'm about to tutor in like 2 minutes, and I've got 70 flashcards left until I finish all my flashcards for the day. So I'm just gonna get on with that and then go back to the library when I'm done, because I'm feeling like in the mood for work, so I might as well work hard. So we'll see if they turn up for the session. If not, I can get the flashcards done. If they do, then I'll do the flashcards afterwards. Just got back to the flat. I'm gonna make some food and eat because I'm hungry. I even ordered pizza for dinner. I am just editing last week's vlog. Then I took a much needed trip into the city centre where I restocked on some bathroom supplies, went on a walk back down the canal with my flatmates to the accommodation where we finished, and had a lovely barbecue with lots of roasted marshmallows. I went to work on Sunday morning, and when I finished, ended up in a library room with my flatmates where I did my flashcards. Now, the day before I had taken the unwise decision to not do my Saturday flashcards. So on Sunday I had 1,069 flashcards due, along with 150 new flashcards. I decided to change my settings on Anki and only did 15 new flashcards today. Managed to do over 1,000 flashcards in total. Now if you wonder why I keep looking back at my camera, it is because I'm a little nervous when filming in the library, but then after around 4 hours at the library I headed home where I finished off the rest of my flashcards. I've finished my flashcards for the day, and let's just see, we've done 1,069 flashcards. 1,069 flashcards. I think that today has been a success. So to end the day and end the vlog, I'm just going to say thank you for watching, and I did spend most of the day in the library, and then when I got back I just watched some TV in bed, showered and finished off my flashcards. So you didn't miss out on much from my limited filming today, but that's what I did, and thank you for sticking around for this very slow week. All I've done is revise, and that's all you can expect for the next few weeks because the exam week vlogs start in 2 weeks. Next week's my last week of teaching, and then it's exams. So very excited. Keep watching and stick around and see what happens, I guess.